Hello healers and health seekers. It's me, Ichoda, healing on the medical medium protocols from multiple chronic illness diagnoses for about 20 months now. Come a long way in my healing. It's time for another What's Up Wednesday, where I talk to you about what's up with me and my healing and what's going on in my own particular journey. Today I just kind of did like some organization of my calendar because I'm doing the, about the asparagus juice experiment, right? Costco has organic, or it's hashtag Costco has organic asparagus. And they still do, so I'm still juicing. And that's been going on since February 19th, and today is March 20th, so I have been juicing asparagus for 31 days. Yay! And that's been going really interestingly. A lot of fleshing out. Holy moly. You should have seen my cheeks 2 days ago. If I feel super brave, then when I edit this video, I will show you a picture of them. I don't know how brave I feel, but they were so red, so much stuff coming out. A lot of detox lately because in addition to the asparagus juice, I'm doing the 90-day thyroid rehab challenge led by For the Love of Lyme on Instagram and being done by a lot of other people from the medical medium book Thyroid Healing, the 90-day thyroid rehab. And so for the first 30 days, it is making sure that we have lemon water and celery juice in the morning, and having an aloe water and or cucumber juice in the afternoon. And my cucumber juice is / asparagus juice. So I have usually, it's like cucumber, asparagus, and grapefruit is kind of my favorite combination. Sometimes I'll add apple. Sometimes I won't have grapefruit and I'll just have the apple. So that's how I have it. So I'm making sure I have the aloe water, and I'm having the cucumber / asparagus juice, and getting my chaga tea in. And the other thing that I have been doing, today is day 3, is I've been being all raw for 3 days. So combination of all those things is just bringing stuff out, just lots of detox, lots of, I'll have days where if you hear the snoring in the background, that is my pug, who always accompanies me when I am doing videos. She came in today, plopped herself down on my son's pillow, and is happily snoring away. So if you can hear her, if the mic is picking her up, just snoring away. Okay, so anyway, today is my 3rd day of raw, and I've been doing that on top of the thyroid rehab and the asparagus juice experiment. And it might sound like a lot, but really it just all fits together because juice is raw. So it's not really that different. I have been feeling better on raw. In general, I have more energy, like just sort of like solid energy throughout the day. MoreRoslyn just did a video about her experience eating raw, which is really funny because the two of us we're going to try to sort of coordinate something together where we did like a raw challenge together, and we're going to do a couple days and then we're going to do more days and stuff like that. Her schedule got a lot busier than it had been before when she felt like she had time to do that, and both of us just kind of really wanted to do it anyway, so separately we both did it anyway, right? So it just like has a little different, it's not like the structure we planned or whatever, but that doesn't matter. We've been sharing our experiences with each other, and she just did a video talking about her experience, how she had more like a level energy throughout the day rather than like not feeling wired or whatever, like coffee, not like fake energy or having her adrenals run, but just like feeling like I can just keep doing things. And that's how I've been feeling too. Like I just keep having, usually I kind of crash in the afternoons, like by the time my husband gets home around 5:30, I'm kind of done. I've been in the kitchen a lot. I've been doing whatever during the day. I've been doing all my stuff, and I just am like done. I don't really feel like I can do anything else. And I haven't had that. I've been able to keep going, Now, though, when I do get tired, I'm done. I'm tired. Like, once it's bedtime, and then my body is like, go to bed. But it's great because my adrenals aren't running any of it. Like, it's just, I'm supporting my body and eating the foods it needs regularly, keeping the adrenals from ever having to do any work, you know, and that's working. It's working. And eating raw, my body really seems to like it. And there is detox, though. There is detox. And I just did that video about all these weird detox symptoms because that stuff's happening with the asparagus juice and whatever. So it's happening with the asparagus juice. It's happening with the cucumber. The asparagus cucumber juice. It's happening with the aloe water. And now eating raw is just, my body's like, whew. Oh, and also during this process, I really probably should keep track of this stuff on the calendar too. I upped my dose of some of my supplements that are strep fighting and shingles fighting. So I had, around the time I started the asparagus juice back in February, I had started a couple of new supplements for shingles, lobelia and ALA. And it kind of kicked up the shingles. So I have had the itching on my back, which is a shingle symptom for me. And bursitis in my hips kind of flares, comes and goes. And that is, right now it's not there. I'm like feeling, I'm like, no, my hips feel good right now. It's gone right now. But it's kind of flaring. What else? Oh, the tightness in my shoulders. That's the other thing that is a kind of a shingle symptom for me, is like they'll be sore and tight. So those things were kind of flaring, and the itching is just driving me crazy because it was gone for so long, but then it came back, and that's what happens. Healing is not linear. So stuff you disappear for, ever, in a year or more. And then when you get another layer, that onion comes up. It's like old, deeper stuff that's like deep, deep in there underneath those layers comes out. And as it's coming out, it goes through me sometimes. It brings up symptoms and whatever. And it's okay because I know I'm healing and it's not a big deal, but I do not enjoy the itching. I'll tell you that. It's not fun. My back just itches constantly. I've always got my back scratcher near me. Like, I'm always holding her. Get that itch everywhere. But luckily, it does not keep me awake. So that's good. That's good. It doesn't keep me awake. It just itches during the day. Those symptoms have been coming up. So I had upped those supplements, and then just recently, like a week ago, it was a week ago, after watching Anthony talk about on the UTI show, and I listened to him do his SoundCloud, well, it was Hay House at the time, the Hay House show on UTIs, which is now on SoundCloud, and he was talking about, well, what I would do, he said, what I would do is I would take these doses of these supplements, and some of them, like golden seal and licorice that he mentioned, the doses he talked about were higher than the dose I was already taking, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to up my dose of golden seal and licorice because I know I tolerate those supplements, and I know that I'm strong enough now that I can just kind of play a little loose and free with upping my supplement doses. When I was starting out, I had to go very slowly and very carefully with supplements because I was so sensitive. My nervous system was so sensitive. I'm 20 months in. I'm a lot stronger. My nervous system's a lot stronger. So I can like triple my golden seal dose, for example, and double my licorice dose, which is what I did. It's probably rattling a few cages of the strep bacteria that it's fighting, right? So all of that. So I've got all these things that I'm doing at once, and that it's kind of probably, I don't know, it might be kicking some stuff up. It's definitely causing some detox, but I'm okay. Like, I rest more. I took I'm trying to remind myself to take more detox baths. I took a detox bath yesterday, and that helps. It helps. And I always forget that, like, oh, my symptoms are, oh my gosh, my symptoms are kind of heavy, like my, the stuff kind of out on my cheeks. And I was putting aloe on my cheeks, which is very soothing. It was very good. And that helped a lot. It's cooled down so much now. This is just my normal, what it always looks like, rather than it being like, bright clown red. That has been, my week has been that, like, you know, kind of getting all that stuff organized. My head's been clearer. I've been able to focus longer. I like it. I like it. My body likes raw, so I'm just going to keep trying to do it. I decided that for now, I'm going to start with just trying to be raw and keep my fats low and track how much fat I'm eating. Because, again, I don't know if you guys caught the Facebook Live and the Instagram Live with Robbie Barbero and Anthony William. Oh, was that good? If you haven't caught, the Facebook Live is still up. So if you haven't watched that, go to the Medical Medium Facebook page and watch it. And so much good information in there. Watching Robbie Barbero and Anthony William on the Facebook Live and the Instagram Live, and Robbie kept suggesting to use like an app to track how much fat you're eating and to keep it below 30 grams a day. Now, I had never heard Anthony give a number. He would just say stuff like, try to keep it to 1/4 of an avocado, or like half an avocado or something like that. Which I guess you could just go on an app and figure that out too, but I hadn't. And so I thought, you know what, I'll just figure out how much fat I am currently eating, like in general, because I try to keep it low, but I don't know how exactly low it is. So I'm gonna try to keep a food diary. I'm laughing because I'm epically bad at keeping a food diary. Like, I've tried writing it, I've tried putting it in apps, and I'll do a couple of days and then just, well, that I did sort of successfully do it when I did the Detox Mastery Cleanse with Muniza, but it was a pretty loose food diary and I didn't have to be super specific. Entering things into an app sometimes can be more, you know, but eventually it has all the foods that you generally eat, so it's easier. So we'll see. I'm going to try to keep track of what I'm eating and check how, you know, how much fat is going into my diet, and then see what I can do to lower it. And obviously the thing to do is to just only have avocado as fat, right? But I like coconut milk and I like avocado, and I think the next step will be removing like the seed butters. I don't do nut butters, but I will do seed butters like tahini and sunflower butter. And I do want to get it to where like the only fats going in are avocado and coconut, and see, you know, but that's like next step. So one step at a time, right? So right now I'm just going to see if I can do raw and how long I can do raw for. I don't necessarily have a goal in mind, but to put it in my calendar, I made it like 30 days. So we'll see. We'll see if I can do that and how that goes and how detox goes and stuff like that. And then I'm just going to keep trying to lower the fat while I'm doing that too. So, because right now I'm like, let's heal this liver. Let's get her healed, man. She's so toe up and she just needs help. And she, you know, I've been doing all this healing and it's great, but I really want to take it to the next level. You know what I mean? So that's where I am. Like, take it to the next level, man. See, can you tell? You can tell I have more energy, can't you? Because you can like, you can feel it. I know when I have to edit these videos and watch myself talk, sometimes I'll be like, wow, my energy is like really low. And, you know, and I can feel it in my body, but I'm like, oh, I can see it. So I'm thinking when you guys are watching, you can see it. I am really liking, my body really likes being raw. I'm really looking forward to continuing this and seeing what happens and seeing where it goes. I feel like I've come over sort of a hump where, like an obstacle that I somehow had with myself where I didn't think that I could do it. I feel like I have kind of overcome that obstacle where I'm I don't know, I'm enjoying being raw, and it doesn't feel like a struggle or effort. It just feels like, oh, I'm making raw food. Because I think for a while it was hard for me because I'm like, well, I have to cook. My family really likes having cooked dinners, and so I need to cook for them, and then it's too hard to make 2 meals and stuff like that. But I realized, like, oh, of course, I can just make like a big batch of something and then have lunch and dinner be the same meal and I don't have to worry about it. Or, you know, I don't need to eat a meal. I can have a smoothie, or I can have some ice cream, or just make a salad. It's not like a big, like, I don't have to do a lot of prepared foods. But in my head, I was thinking I did, because I think I was thinking the way I think when I think about preparing meals for my family, because they need a little bit more oomph to the meal, like it to be more interesting, I guess. And I don't. Smoothies are interesting and they're delicious, and so are, you know, big bowls of ice cream, and it's good. Like, sometimes I just get in ruts with food where I just forget what I can eat. Like, I forget, oh yeah, but I could also have this. You know, like after my raw pad thai, I could have like a smaller serving of raw pad thai and then make myself some ice cream. And that's really delicious. Like, I had mint ice cream last night after my bowl of raw pad thai, because it was a smaller serving. It was like the last serving in the bowl, and it was smaller than my usual serving, and so I was a little hungry afterwards. So I was like, oh, I can just make this, and it's like a dessert, and it's so good. And it's bananas. Ice cream is bananas, which I have before bed anyway. So it was like 2 birds, 1 stone. I don't like that saying. I don't want to kill 2 birds. I love birds. It's like feeding 2 hummingbirds with 1 flower. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I like that better. I love hummingbirds. Oh. So I'm realizing, like, oh yeah, there's more possibilities. It doesn't, I just get in such a pattern, you know, I get in such a habit of eating certain foods and then forgetting that, like, I don't have to do it that way. Like, even certain foods in certain portions, like, I eat this much raw pad thai and that's a meal and blah, blah, blah. Like, why don't I could just eat half of that and then have something else? Like, there's other ways to mix it up. You know, you get in that habit, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having a habit of just sort of eating the same thing, but like when it makes you forget that there's other possibilities, then you start to kind of do feel stuck about, like, oh, but that's going to be hard to do that all the time and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I just, you know, mix it up, whatever. Fruit is fruit. And then, oh, another thing too, that I did see, that when Robbie and Anthony were talking, and in Roslyn's video too, to go back to MoreRoslyn, because she was talking about how, you know, she's used to feeling a certain way that she thinks of as full. I'm paraphrasing because this is kind of, it's now been running through my brain, and so I'm thinking of it. When you've been eating, say, animal protein at every meal for a really long time, you have a certain way that your body feels that you call, you know, I've had enough to eat. And you get used to feeling that heavy feeling. And that's the thing, is MoreRoslyn was talking about, it's this heavy feeling. And that she noticed when she was eating raw that she didn't have that heavy feeling. And yeah, you don't. It's almost like you have to relearn what full is, or what I'm finished eating is. Now with fruits and vegetables, I mean, you can just eat them to your heart's content. It's not any big deal. There's no fat. It's like all glucose for your body, and that's great. But when you're used to having fat with every meal, there's a way your body feels when you eat it, and then you think that's the signal to your brain, like, oh, I'm full, and that's what full feels like. So if you just eat fruits and vegetables without the fat, it's a different feeling when you're done eating, and you still feel light. You don't feel that, like, sort of heaviness. It just got me to thinking, because Robbie and Anthony were also talking about it, like, and Robbie kept talking about, he's like, you know, I do what I eat in a day. He's like, I eat these huge platters of fruit, and I'm like, I could never, because I follow him on Instagram and I know what he eats, and I'm like, I just wouldn't eat all that fruit. I would put it in a smoothie. Interestingly, I will drink a 32-ounce smoothie that is just fruit blended up, but I don't eat that much fruit in one sitting for some reason. But I think too is because, like, when I'm eating foods like my raw pad thai or whatever, there's always something that's got a little bit of fat in it. There's either some tahini, or sunflower butter, or avocado or something, like with all of my salads and things like that. So I'm still used to having that little bit heavy feeling, a little bit like full. I don't know what that feels like to just have fruits and vegetables and, you know, without any fat ever. But I did already have the experience of relearning what it feels like to be full when I stopped eating the heavy animal proteins. But it actually felt so much better and lighter, and like, yeah, I can just keep going and I can do stuff, and, you know, I don't have all this meat weighing me down, because that takes up so much of your digestion. It takes up so much work. Whereas if you're eating just fruits and vegetables, it digests very quickly. It's not so hard to process. You don't feel so full and bogged down and, you know, falling asleep after meals and whatever. So over time, as my taste buds changed, I also relearned what feeling full feels like. Well, now I still have that little bit of fat with my meals. And it's not every meal, because some meals I do just eat adrenal snacks and fruit or whatever, or smoothies, which obviously don't have any fat. So actually, most of my food doesn't have fat. I just need to make that adjustment to all of it not having fat, right? Like, I could do it. Robbie did it. Not that I know what Robbie's deal was before, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it can be done. People do it, is what I'm saying. And I've done all this. Look how far I've come. I mean, I didn't ever think I'd not be eating animal protein. I really didn't. When I started this, I was, you know, because Anthony's not, he's not saying everybody needs to be like vegan or strictly plant-based or whatever, but it just kept feeling better not to eat the meat. So I just didn't. And now I just don't. And I'm realizing like, oh, if I'm just gravitating towards what feels better, it's raw and low fat. And I just need to learn to compensate for that, not having that fat, with like just lots of fruits and vegetables, and also sort of rethinking what that means. Like, it doesn't have to be in like a meal. I don't have to prepare some complicated anything every single time. Again, this is what Robbie and Anthony talked about, and it just kind of like, it's falling into my head now. It is clicking with me. Yeah. Just lots of great food for thought lately, between all this great information coming in and friends kind of on a parallel track as far as, you know, food and thinking what feels good. And that's my What's Up Wednesday. I would love to hear from you. Have you done any days raw? Are you doing the 90-day thyroid rehab? Are you having weird detox symptoms? Tell me what's going on with you, where you are, what you're thinking about doing. I'd love to hear any comments or questions you have. Please, if you enjoyed this video, like this video, give it a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to see more videos like this, I try to post 2 to 3 times a week, let's just say. If you want to be notified when I post a video, so you can be the first to watch it or something. If you want to be notified, that little bell down below, just ding that little bell down there. If you click on that bell, it will like give you some kind of a push notification when I post a new video. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope your healing is going well. I hope you are having a fantastic week. I love you all so much. I love your comments. They go straight to my heart, and I love hearing from you. And I wish you the most blessings for your healing. I pray that you all find the information you need to heal. It's medical media. And I hope I helped in some way. I will see you next time. Love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.